We are the dollars and cents.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Well, today we're going to do another first impressions video. Unfortunately, we're not going to do an unboxing today. I did think that this time around it was going to be better for me just to pick up a decant of this one. I did have a seller who had a bottle, but for 170 bucks or whatever he was asking, and he was also selling decants. I told myself, you know what? This time around, I'll just do a decant, and then we'll just kind of go like back in the day whenever I first started doing videos. I did all decants. But I did get a recommendation to this fragrance from my good friend Cordell Bush, my brother from another mother. And so thank you, sir, for leading me towards this one. I mean, I haven't tried it yet, so it might not even be my type of fragrance, but he told me it was fantastic. I read the notes, and I did agree with him that it sounded good. Went ahead and pulled the trigger on a decant. And I do have a bottle maybe waiting in the wings for me. We'll see. If I end up liking this one, we shall see. But it is none other than a fragrance from the house of Arabian Oud, which some of their fragrances are really expensive, if not all of them. I've only seen a few of them that I've heard of before, and they're all super expensive if you buy them retail. And it is a fragrance called Sultani. Sultani from Arabian Oud. Go ahead and let you guys take a look at that. Right there, nothing too special, just a regular decant. I will say I was impressed by this guy's decants. This thing's giant. If you guys compare it to my hands, I thought it was more than 10 mil, but he said it's 10 mil. So Sultani from the House of Arabian Oud is a men's amber fragrance released in 2020. Don't know the nose behind this fragrance, and I believe it's an eau de parfum concentration, if not stronger, maybe an extra. I think it's eau de parfum though. Again, I don't have the box on me, so I couldn't tell you. The notes, this is what really intrigued me. The notes sound really, really good, and this is supposed to be like a summer fragrance, so we'll see. On the top, we have red berries, pink pepper, cardamom, bergamot, and tangerine. In the mid, we have rose, freesia, and lily of the valley. And in the base, we round things off with musk, sandalwood, patchouli, and amber, guys. So, waited a few days to do this fragrance. I did have a cold over this past weekend, so I wanted to be ready. I do sound still a little nasally, but I think my nose still works. I think I finally got over the hump of the cold, and I think I should be able to smell this one just fine because I wore a fragrance today and I was able to smell it. So, yeah, again, don't know much about this fragrance. I'll probably put if I haven't already, put a picture of the bottle right here on the screen so you guys can see what it looks like. But yeah, let's give this fragrance a first impressions. I'm going to wear this one tonight. I have a party I'm going to here in like 30-45 minutes. So hopefully this will be nice. It was a little bit warmer today in Texas. It was probably like, I think we had a high of 72, which is really strange for February. But nonetheless, it's still going to be cool and maybe a little bit warmer out tonight. But we'll see. So yeah, and I'll give you guys an update on this fragrance as well. So let's go ahead and get to the best part, the first impressions, guys. Couple sprays here. Here we go. Nice atomizer on this, by the way. Okay. It definitely got like almost a Sauvage type of feeling off the top. It had a bit of a, like that Ambroxan feel. There's no Ambroxan in this from what I can see, but it had a little bit of that. I'm going to guess it's the patchouli in this. So this was a very heavy patchouli. This is very thick and very sweet. I'm getting the red berries and the pink pepper, so it's nice and zingy. But this is a lot sweeter than I thought it was going to be. I swear I'm getting leather in this, but there's no leather in the composition. But this smells very expensive, very elegant. Yeah, definitely getting all of the top notes, the bergamot and the tangerine, but the cardamom is mixing really well with this one, making it thicker. So it's like a thicker, fruity type of fragrance. Yeah, I'm getting some of the florals in this as well. Some of the white florals. I'm guessing it's either the freesia or lily of the valley. I'm not getting an exclusive rose. I'm getting a floral, powdery sweetness with the fruits and the red berries. Like, I'm going to be wearing this one a few times, so I'll get a better feel for it. But right now, honestly, like the red berries and something in this, I'm getting like that same type of raspberry note you get from like, or like red berry note, whatever. I know it's raspberry, but from Tuscan leather. So this almost smells like Tuscan leather to me, even though there's no leather in this. Like something in this, I'm guessing it's the red berries. Gives me that same type of sweetness that you get from Tuscan leather, but it doesn't have the leather in this. So it's almost like the leather has been replaced with citrus notes and more floral notes. But this is nice. Yeah, I definitely can see the quality in this one, I can definitely see why Cordell was really raving about this one. Again, this is just a first impression. There's a lot left to this fragrance, a lot left in the life. But off Jump Street, I do think this smells really, really nice. It's a lot thicker, because he said, I want to say that they said this was like a summer fragrance, and if it is, man, it's going to be. I'm gonna go ahead and venture to say that it might be a little cloying if it's the dead of summer. I mean, here in Texas, I tell you, it gets 110 in the shade. So, but right now, definitely thick, very sweet, very. It smells very expensive. It smells very opulent, very luxurious. And have I smelled anything like this before? No, I haven't. Minus that slight comparison to the berry note to the Tuscan leather. I haven't tried anything like this exclusively. But that's just me going, trying to compare the berry note to something else. But it smells nice. There's a little bit of a dry, almost ambergris. There is amber in this, but again, you get your warm, spicy amber sometimes, and you get your fresher, sort of salty amber that mixes well with fresher notes. I'm getting a bit of the salty vibe with this one, because it does make sense, because there is some of the fresh notes in there on top. So I'm getting a bit of a salty, fresh, almost oceanic vibe. But yeah, this one almost smells a little bit like Dryer Sheets. I'm getting a little bit of that kind of sweetness, a little bit of that powderiness that Dryer Sheets brings to the table. Not like Joop, but there's something in this that does give me a bit of the Joop feel. Maybe it's the sandalwood. So we'll hold on to that, because the sandalwood in this reminds me of like Joop or Original Santal. So I'm getting that kind of sandalwood, that kind of sweetness, which is not bad, because I do love those fragrances. Now, are they going to morph into something that smells more like that? I don't know. Is it going to end up like a little bit more like Mont Blanc Individuel, or Joop? Who knows? But I do know that I like those fragrances, and I have actually both of those fragrances, actually all three of those in my collection. So that's why I'm sort of picking up on that, and I like those. And so if that has a little bit of this in it, I won't mind it. If it reminds me too much of it, then might be a problem. Might not be worth 160, 170 bucks, unless it's just that good. And then I'll just sell those and just recoup some money. But right now, this fragrance smells nice. I'm gonna wear it tonight and over the next couple of days and see where it goes, guys, and give you guys the update and give you guys all the seasons and whatnot, the information on the update, guys. But yeah, you guys stick around for the second half, because I'll be back in a sec. All right, guys, welcome back to the update for Sultani from the house of Arabian Oud, guys. Okay, well, this is actually a really good fragrance. Was a little bit kind of all over the place in the first impression. Wore it a couple of times, and I do say I do really like this fragrance. This fragrance is very different. Can't say it reminds me of one thing. It actually kind of reminds me of a couple of things. Now, I mentioned what it sort of reminded me of, at least the berry note in the first half of the video, and I'm going to stand by that. That berry note in this, maybe it's heavy red raspberry, because I'm getting a very similar berry note that I get from Tuscan leather. Is it exactly raspberry? I'm not sure. It just says red berries, and I'm not sure if there's such a thing called red berries, or if there's just red berries, as in they're just saying there's a bunch of different berries and they just happen to be red, including raspberries. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, guys, this stuff opens up very sweet, very fruity. Not like super duper sickly sweet, but like red berry sweet, if you will. So I guess like fruity sweet. You get the pink pepper, so it's nice and zingy. Not over the top zingy, but it's there. Nice and sexy from the cardamom. And you do get the tangerine and the bergamot. So it's nice and citrusy and fruity from the berries and sweet. Really, really nice opening. That was one of my favorite parts. A lot thicker than I expected it to be as well. Because when I talked to Cordell about this, and he was telling me, hey, this was going to be a banger in the warm weather, which we'll get to that in a minute. And he's not wrong about that. But I guess with that opening at first, I thought maybe it was going to be a little bit heavier, a little bit thicker. I saw this one sort of going into more of a warm, spicy, maybe vanilla, sort of dry down, but it didn't. And it easily could have. Once the top notes sort of go away, you do get a lot of the floral notes, which is what's going to add to this one. Could you say this one's unisex? I do think this one does lean masculine, but I do think that women probably could wear this one because of the freesia, the lily of the valley, and the rose. Again, this one isn't rose dominant. It's either going to be the lily of the valley or the freesia that I get the most. But this isn't a heavy rose by any means. In the base is where well, I guess in the dry down is where, to me, this fragrance really did take a turn for, I guess, better, because I didn't know where it was going to go. I mean, there's musk, sandalwood, patchouli, and amber. And yes, I do get like a bit of those things in the dry down. But after a while, I'm left with something that really does remind me of Bulgari's Tiger, or any of those fragrances that are similar to that one. There's a bunch of clones out right now. They somehow started Tiger, if you will, that DNA off with red berries and the pink pepper and the cardamom. So you're almost getting like that fragrance with a really nice, sweet, fruity opening, if that makes any sense. And if that sounds nice to you and something that you would probably like, then you're probably going to like this fragrance, because that's what I got from this one. And I was really surprised, because Tiger and a lot of those similar fragrances do have, at least I think Tiger does, has grapefruit in it. And there's no grapefruit in this, but I really got something similar to grapefruit. Not sure if it's the pink pepper mixing with some of these citrus notes, but something in this did give me more of that grapefruit feel, which I liked. And it mixed with the amber in this to give it a bit of a like a dry, salty ambergris, if you will, type of fragrance mixed with, so it's almost like a sea salty note mixed with that grapefruit note, which at the end of the life of this fragrance, you do end up with something very similar to Tiger, or fragrances similar to that one. I could be wrong about that, guys. That's what my nose picked up, but I think with that combination of those two, like that opening mixed with that dry down, like that's really good company. I think this one is really, really good, guys. Longevity I got with this fragrance, 8 hours. Wore this one a couple times to work. Got 8 hours both times. Was able to smell it on my arm the next day, so did that test as well. Again, not sure how much water that carries with you guys, but I just throw it in there just to let you guys know. Projection was, this wasn't beast. Now, the first few hours, you're going to get noticed wearing this fragrance. This stuff really does carry. Now, I was getting wafts of the dry down in this one throughout the day, whenever, towards the 6th and 8th hour. Not sure how far projected. It does have that Tiger DNA, and that DNA, sometimes you can go a little bit nose blind to. But I was able to pick up wafts of it. Again, I can't tell if it was beast mode, but I'm going to say the projection was, for an EDP, I'm going to say it was good. It was very good. Again, not sure if you're going to fill up a room. Maybe in the first few hours you will, because man, that opening, that sweet berry blast with these other notes is very, very strong, and you just can feel it pumping off your skin. But I do think this one overall has really, really good performance. So I think you're going to be happy, especially in the summer. Right now, it's still a little bit cool outside. I think in the summer, this one's going to shine. Seasons for this fragrance, well, this one is going to be okay for warmer weather, but I do think that you can wear this one in the fall with that heavier opening. Again, not super heavy, not super duper sweet, but I do think you can wear this one in the fall. So I'm going to say this one's going to be safe for spring, summer, and fall. Maybe winter with that opening, but I think that probably not. It's not gonna be able to cut to the cold. So we'll just say spring, summer, and early fall. But winter, I just definitely think it's not going to be strong enough to really cut through the cold, guys. But three of those seasons is pretty good for this fragrance. Occasions for this fragrance, man, I think you can probably wear this on all occasions. It's fruity enough and sweet enough to where it could be like very sexy and an evening fragrance. And I want to say, when I did my Tiger video, I gave that one, like, you can wear that one whenever you want. So you can wear this one in evening with that dry down as well. But I do think this one's playful enough and like just sweet enough and like kind of fruity enough, especially with that dry down, to keep it casual as well. So I do think you can wear this one during the day casually, and you can go right into the evening wearing this one with a suit and tie. Yeah, this would be great for a date night. I think you can probably check off a lot of boxes. Maybe a club if you wear it early on. But again, this one isn't going to be some huge like projection monster fragrance or monster projection fragrance. But I do think you might get noticed at least in the first few hours wearing this fragrance, guys. Ages for this fragrance. Okay, guys. So we'll get to that. I guess maybe now. The fragrance right now on Joma Shop is $169.99 Free shipping, but after tax, it's going to be around 175 bucks, if not more, 178, something like that. That's a lot of money. And that's Joma Shop. I think that the retail for this is like 250. Stuff is expensive. Now, it's high quality. So you guys can debate whether it's worth it or not. But all I'm saying is 169. I think that maybe someone 25 and up can be able to afford this fragrance. I do think they'll appreciate this one as well. Yes, the fruity opening is a little sweet enough for the younger guys, but I think this one's still a little bit complex, even though it's very safe. So 25 and up, I think, is a good age range for this fragrance because you can probably easily afford it, or you're a little bit more financially stable to be able to afford it. And also, you can probably pull off some of the complexities of this fragrance. It's overall pretty safe, but, you know, you just never know, you know. Some of these younger noses might get a little turned off by something in this, right? So, yeah, I think 25 and up is a safe age range for this fragrance. Guys, overall, I think this is a good fragrance. I think if you can get this fragrance for maybe 150, 169.99, it's not a bad price considering I think it's retail 250, but still, like, that's just a lot of money. I mean, they sell 6-ounce bottles of this stuff. I saw this stuff, 6-ounce bottles. Are you crazy? Like, I just thought that 100 ml was going to be plenty for this fragrance, but a 6-ounce bottle of this stuff is absolutely bonkers. But I don't suggest getting that one, but I don't know if they sell 50 mils or not, but if you can get a good price or a swap or something, I'd suggest trying this one. If you can get your hands on a decant like I did, try it. I think you might like it. It really is a good combination of two different worlds, very sweet and red berry, fruity, sexy and citrusy. And then it mixes really well and dries down to a, like I said, like Bulgari Tiger or all those other fragrances, Arabian Oud, Rosso Pompeii, just similar to that dry down. To that opening, this is the dry down, guys. Probably said that a million times by now, but just really got to kind of put that in there that this is a pretty good fragrance, guys. I'm not going to lie. The price is going to be probably the biggest downfall, guys. So, I do think overall you should probably get your nose on this one if you can. If you have some extra money or you just, you can afford something to maybe blind buy it, you might like it, guys. I think this will be a nice, safe fragrance for the spring, summer, and early fall that's upcoming, guys. We're about to be over and done with wintertime. So this might be a good addition to your collection, guys. But have you guys tried Sultani for the House of Arabian Oud? If you have, let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching another video on my channel. If you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn off notifications for future first impressions video and first edit content just like this, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you find first edit photos and future contest winners. And as always, until the next video, you guys take care. Thanks.